RCDs for the 240 volt side of the inverter, a 30 amp solar charge controller that will work with the roof panel and an external plug-in panel. And here we've got a 100 amp Victron DC/DC / a buck boost charger. So this unit will be able to pump 100 amps into these batteries. That's why the car also got an alternator upgrade. And then on the side here, we have got some general power outlets. You can select the pumps. There's twin GPO here for 240 and a touch panel through which you can control the majority of it. Hello, Kelly.
Hey, Heiner, how you going?
Good, good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you.
We've finally finished. So, I'll give you a tour around, hey?
Fantastic.
Where would you like to start?
Where's the best bit?
Let's start in the back where you camp. So we've already got your fridge running. You can control the whole setup through this touch screen here. So you can see where your battery's at, you see what your solar panels are doing. You can see that your DC system is using power at the moment. If you turn the inverter on, it will show on here that it's on or off. And you can swipe across. You can see your tank, the percentage of it, and where it says here on the bottom AC mode, if you press that, AC mode flicks to on. And now you've got 240 volt available. So now the power points here, power points there, and the caravan connector there, they are now being fed power. And as you can see in this picture here again, you see that the AC loads, there's a little bit of current going to it at the moment. That means your AC is on. And you can also turn the water pump on from here where it says on. If you press that to on, you hear the water pump will probably kick in for a little bit, pump up to pressure, and then turn off again. So that is basically where you can control the whole camping setup. You turn on the water pressure, you can turn on 240, and then you got all your services available. And you can see what's happening, where the energy's at, and so on and so forth. Have you seen the fridge coming out and everything yet? So,
All brand new.
fridge comes out like this, and then underneath here, you've got your induction cooker, little storage cabinet underneath here, and you can start cooking away. We put the fridge in a way that you can cook from here. So you open it like that. You still got some storage space there. You can get into the drawers and everything, but you can still get to the fridge. Fridge is running already. We just put it as a fridge, not as a fridge freezer. As easy as that. And then obviously you got all your drawers available. We put your hose kits in here. So when you got water pressure available, you can plug in your water outlet here. You now pumps up, and then you got that's drink water outlet available. Just in case you do want to use an external water source, you can plug the external pickup in here. And then you just drop that into a bucket or canister, whatever you got available. And then you can change with the switch. You see the water pump that's blue, that's your fresh water. If you want to use the external water pump, you use this one. The green one, because that is dirt water.
That's coming into
So
the
it's
environment.
quite easily to remember. That's why we use the different colors on it. So in your gull wing, you've got the other connector. Oh, obviously we haven't got anything connected. I switched that back over to tank water. So with tank water or with the external pickup, you can then have a shower and feel it's warm already. We had the heater on before. It's set to 38 degrees, so we'll automatically mix to 38 degrees. It's really easy. And the way it works, so you can remember, the bottom one is water in, the top one is water out. And the middle one here, that's your compressor.
Yep.
And then you can plug in your caravan into the 15 amp connector there. You've got your camping table here. Your travel buddy oven here. So that's always on power, you just have to turn it on. If you have 240 volt power available in a caravan park or something, you can
Just plug it into there.
plug that in there, just like you would do with a caravan. You just have to make sure that your AC mode is on, and then your inverter, your 3000 watt inverter, turns into a 120 amp battery charger and charges your battery bank. You've got 3 150 amp hour batteries in there, so you got 450 amp hour of lithium capacity right behind the drawers there.
Unreal. That's excellent.
That's basically the back for you. Oh, and obviously your charge points here. So you got a little charge station. You got twin USBs, 2 Andersons and 2 cigarette lighter sockets. That should cover you for almost anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your powered side steps. So as you open and close the doors, they just come in and out.
That's crazy.
So in here, this is your whole power distribution. All the fuses, everything you'll find there are easily accessible just in case you have to get to them. On that side, you've got the shunt that measures your battery capacity. Then you got your 2 main system fuses. One is for the inverter, the other one is for all the other power distribution. Then you got your EGON there. That is your EGON DC hub. That is basically just power distribution. All the chargers, everything's hooked in there. And that is the very new product where you are the first one to actually get that. That is called the EGON Relay Hub. That is where all the switching happens. So we hook that up to the ARB Links system. So when you use the touch screen on the ARB Links, it actually switches a relay in there, which then brings the lights on, the water heater on, and so on and so forth.
That's excellent.
It also switches the water pumps from the Victron screen in the back. So that is that one central point where all the switching happens. And then obviously you've got your solar input there. Your water tank is there.
Yep.
That is your mixer valve for your shower temperature. It's just adjust that to the temperature that you like. Usually we leave it on 38 degrees. It works a treat out in the bush,
Yep.
I've found. 38 degrees is quite comfortable.
Yeah.
We've also got a piece of paper here with every build that explains to you what all the fuses are. So you get F1 to 14 for that. Then you've got the relay hub R1 to F6. That's all the fuses and relays in there. And then there's also another 7-bay MIDI fuse holder under the bonnet that I'll show you later.
Yep.
That's what this is for. So you can just put that to your car documents. So if you ever have to change fuses, you know
Yep.
what's what.
That's perfect.
That also, by the way, that is the Servo GX. That is the brain of the whole installation. I'll show you later. I'll set up your mobile phone with a hotspot. So if you're ever out and about and something doesn't work, as soon as you got reception, you can give me a call, then create a hotspot. The Wi-Fi will connect to that,
Yep.
and that will give me remote dial access into the system, and I can check what's going on.
That's amazing. It's too clever.
It's good what you can do. There's your water heater up there, 6 liters of 70-degree hot water. You can turn that on from the front. So while you're driving and you go, or we arrive camp in an hour or two, everything's charged. We still got capacity available. You can just turn that on directly from the Lynx system, and then the water heater turns on. So that brings us to the next thing, the Lynx system. So this system here controls the lights on the roof. So you can turn, as you can see, right-hand side lights on, left-hand side lights, rear lights, water heater. And you can also separately, just in case you want to, just turn the roof light bar on. That comes on like that. And you can also turn your spotlights on just like that.
Yep.
But if you just do normal driving, I turn all the lights back off. See, if I put high beam on, they come on as well and they illuminate. Same for the rear lights. As soon as you put it in reverse, the rear lights come on as well. If you don't like that, it's just a configuration thing where you can say, no, please don't come on. Then you can see the battery voltages here. Battery 2 is your start battery under the bonnet. Battery 1 is the lithium battery system. The only way it's that way around is because we are powering the Lynx system from the lithium system.
Yep.
Then you've also got the tire pressure monitoring system in here. That still needs to be linked together so you can see everything. And then the compressor is controlled through here as well. You can turn the compressor on and off. You actually have to have accessories on with this to bring the compressor on.
Yep.
But then it will just do its thing. I've set it to pressure max all the time before, so you can just use it as per normal. Or it's got, I'll turn it off for now. It has also got the pressure reading sensors in there and the inflate deflate.
Yep.
You've also got your safety Dave caravan camera. The connector is still in the back. I'll show you where. It's just missing that little adapter that I told you about, and that can then be screwed onto the back of the car, and that's where you plug the caravan in later on. But it's all wired up, so as the car turns on, that turns on as well.
Yep.
And I think that is it for the front, so I can show you what happened under the bonnet. So underneath here, all that we have got on the battery positive is just one big cable where all the power comes off, and then one small cable that we use for the sensing for the Lynx system. So that cable comes over to this side here. You've got your main power distribution here, two really big fuses, and that runs to this MIDI fuse box. So you got more fuses in here. That's all part of that sheet there as well. That is your winch isolator. So if you want to use the winch, you just turn that on, and then the winch is live and everything works. To turn your winch on, I usually recommend that once you hit a track and you know this might get gnarly, you just open the bonnet, turn that on, and now you got power to the winch. And then when you're done and you're going back to the city, just do that. And it's the main power to the winch that gets isolated. So if some clown tries to plug something in and operate the winch while the car is parked somewhere, you'll have no chance because there's no power to it whatsoever. And yeah, obviously the lights, the two-way, and the roof light bar as well, and then all the lights around. We've got the Rock 20. These are slightly angled out. These just go straight to the side. So when you do nighttime forward driving, you can just turn the whole Christmas tree around you on, and you have 360-degree lights. So even as you drive past some obstacles, and you know they go past the spotties and the roof light bar, as long as you got these on, you can still see what's happening on the side of the car. So just in case there's a bit of a dip and you don't want to slide in, so you can drive and you can still see out of the window. And with the rear lights on, you can use the rear view mirror still, and you can still see what's going on behind you as well. It's a setup that we usually do on cars. It works perfect. So it will make nighttime forward driving like daytime forward driving. There's no difference. And then obviously we've got in the gull wings here, we've got the red light. And if you hold that for a bit longer, it turns to this color, and then you hold it a bit longer and it turns into orange as well. And on all of them, you got 3 dimming stages. And the same thing under the back here. You got one of them. And in this gull wing box, same story, like on the other side, you've got them as well. And then obviously you got your 240 volt outlet here as well. There's your coffee machine, cutlery. The cup holders are still there. So even though there's a gull wing box, you can still use the cup holders from the 3rd row seat.
That's awesome.
And then yeah, your electric side steps obviously there as well. Your HEMA that you put in there, the other lights on top there. Oh yeah, and your solar regulator, it's hard to see now, but there's a 30 amp solar regulator, so you can use the panel on the roof and still plug a 300 watt solar blanket in. And there's also a 100 amp DC-DC charger. It's a big unit that is mounted right there. There's some extra ventilation, and as you drive, make sure you always have the rear aircon on, because that will draw air into that area because it's got its air inlet there. So it will be like active cooling for the big DC-DC charger there. Make sure it always runs on 100%.
That's excellent.
So you can use the car aircon to cool your DC-DC charger down.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can now power your house off this if you want to. You're going to plug your caravan into the back, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just run the aircon and everything from it. Brilliant idea.
Yep, the off-grid without a generator and not tied to one caravan. That was
Yeah,
the plan.
that's
So,
exactly going to be it. And it will take about 4 hours of driving and your batteries will be fully charged again.
Yep.
Plus, if you plug in solar here and have the roof solar panel, it will also recharge a fair bit of power. You can get about roughly 200 amp hours a day, maybe even 250 with the solar blanket and the roof solar as in recharge power.
That's amazing.
So if you're in the sun and you set it up from morning to evening, you can almost do all your induction cooking and everything just the way it is, as long as you harvest enough solar throughout the day.
Yep.
Otherwise, go for a bit of a four-wheel drive around.
Always an option as well.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. It was a pleasure building this for you.
Thank you. It's been a build.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a big build. I'm
been
so
a-
glad we were part of it.
Yeah, hopes and dreams.
Yeah. All right, Kelly, you're now officially ready to drive anywhere.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.